ですか。 the distant future, only one outcome is certain: annihilation. Battles will be waged by brutal mechanisms of war, locked in an endless campaign to conquer the universe.
Hi, I'm Steve Thompson, the art director for Industrial Annihilation.
And I'm John Combs, the design director. We've been working together for decades in this genre of games for 25 years.
And now we're back with Industrial Annihilation. Bigger, badder, and more destructive than ever.
Take control of your very own command unit, harvest resources, build epic factories, and annihilate your enemies in a mix of intricate factory gameplay and intense real-time strategy in the Planetary Annihilation universe.
RTS game? Who's going to publish that? Who's going to fund that?
That, Commander, is where you come in. This team of RTS veterans cannot build a universe full of robotic destruction without your support.
Industrial Annihilation is a game for people that really enjoy base building, factory building, all the intricate pipeline and productions, combined with a real RTS. Is really all about those two genres mixed together.
As someone who's played and built lots of RTS games and has now grown to love factory games, putting those two together and having that extra layer of strategy is a really compelling reason to build this game.
With the latest Unreal 5 technology, we're aiming for beautiful renderings, environment and lighting, allowing you to define your very own style of destruction and look good while doing it. And we believe we've got the technical experience to pull this off.
This is your chance. The road to galactic conquest begins on Kickstarter. Unlock exclusive spoils of war, including unique commanders, concept art, and a full digital soundtrack. For commanders ready to go nuclear, we've got a commemorative collector's box, a Kickstarter backer hat, a framed poster, and the ultimate collector's item, an artfully crafted scorpion statue. And the bigger and badder this campaign gets, the more surprises we'll unleash. So join forces with us and lock in your support. We'll see you on the battlefield, Commanders.
PlayStation
becoming a part of the show. Tonight we have a special guest, the man who just refused to die. Everyone, welcome Morgan Lee.
Coming up on Dark and Deep. Dear listener, after all the watching, all the waiting, all the dead ends, dead air, and death threats, finally, they emerge from the shadows. Maybe you're in a dark place, in a fog. Maybe you've been swallowed up by the beasts that dwell in the shadows. Maybe I'm next. Support for this broadcast is brought to you by Dave's Shave and Save, a monthly razor subscription for men who value a clean shave dirt cheap. Go to davesshaveandsave.com, use promo code AWAKE.
Well, let's get started. away! Go! My blade's flying! Let's go! There! You can't catch me! Now we begin. Are you ready?
Ahoy, mateys! Prepare to be whiskered away on a cat venture like no other! In Cat Quest 3, the action RPG series returns in a new open world to freely explore. Welcome to the Caribbean! They say curiosity kills the cat, but not here! Play with a matey in local co-op. Meow! There'll be an abundance of new weapons to test your mettle. Shiver me whiskers! Enhance your abilities with special trinkets that alter the way you play. Combine these with new spells and with stat-boosting costumes to create the ultimate loadout to become the fiercest kitty in the 7 seas. And for the first time in Cat Quest history, a ship of your very own to sail the seas. Take advantage of your arsenal on the sea and attack them landlubbers too! And hit them with your unlockable special attacks that can be found on your quest. So weigh an anchor and set sail for Catventure in Cat Quest 3! Ha ha ha! May your claws be sharp and your spirit high! Available meow!
When someone turns up murdered, they leave behind a life. An empty space full of their deepest secrets. Their letters, their address book, a tapestry of friends, lovers, cheats, liars, suspects. Sometimes chasing means waiting. I've chased sharpshooters, cultists, kidnappers, uptown, downtown, beneath the streets. Every case is different, and there's no such thing as easy money. I follow the dead to catch the living, and every step I take leads me deeper into the shadows.
Oh, I just want to put you in my pocket and take you with me. You can be the post office cat. You know what? No, never mind. Mildred will chase us forever.
Rated M for mature. disaster strikes, and it falls to a group of ordinary citizens to save Wolf Prime from the mysterious force that has taken the planet hostage. Squig, a shipyard worker determined to find his sister. He can create holographic barriers to defend his allies and unleash their energy in a massive attack, or turn them into an army. Norton, a systems tech with an electric personality. He can power up his bioimplants to become a living battery and bring down lightning onto the battlefield. And Agama, an orphan nomad with a steely resolve and no patience for nonsense. She supports her friends by making sure they always have the right tools at hand, and darts across the battlefield, striking with deadly poison. Dark Sky. Wishlist now.
In nomine Patris, et Filii, et Spiritus Sancti. The world is a wicked place, and we are naught but sinners. Yet I beseech thee, O Lord, to protect us from evil. May thy firm hand reign over these lands. Evil devours remnants of life from this realm. Please, grant us the strength to resist the darkness. To cleanse this earth of corruption. Grant me the courage to one day join those who risk their lives to save this world. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace, so that one day I too may proudly say I am part of the crusade. Because the vermin have inherited the world. Amen.
From here, a new trail begins. Available now.
Gunshots were reported close to a local bar. There are reports of the victim losing a lot of blood.
Received loud and clear. We arrived on site. Okay, let's have a look. One of the patients seems to be having trouble breathing. Let's put him in the ambulance. I'll check his vitals. Temperature is low. I'll try to stabilize him so we can take him to the hospital. Dispatch, this is ambulance 152, code 3. We're on our way to San Pelicano Hospital with a 35-year-old male patient. Please advise the emergency department of our rapid transport status. Over.
Dispatch to ambulance 152 received a report of a major incident, possible highway bridge collapse causing traffic accidents. Over.
I found someone here. This one needs assistance right now. I'm going to defibrillate. Charging to 150 joules. Everybody, clear!
I'm just a simple guy from Storm. Always wake up early in the morning and do my lovely job like my daddy and his daddy used to do. But lately things have been falling apart, making me job much harder. Well, at least I'll get paid. Daft knows how to keep his pipeline in check. The juicy benefits are nice and all, but for me, a handful of crypto coins is all I need to keep me shovel polished. To buy me some guns. And even bigger guns. And to maybe play some cards with fate. So that one day I can kill the baddie who butchered my daddy. Okay, Boomer, let's put the fun back in funeral.
Attack when you're ready.
Just as planned.
A for effort, at least.
Oh, you gonna cry? I happen to know that Goku isn't the only Super Saiyan. Matter of fact, you're looking at one.
You never beat me.
Stand down, my son. Heads up! Take this! I shall drain you of your energy. You're only a bud.
You are much stronger than expected, but still are not beyond my calculations.
I will let some puppet kill Kakarot before I do.
Try me. See what happens.
I'd hoped for better.
Okay, come get me if you can.
There's no escaping me.
I must hurry up and reach perfection.
Let us finish this fight quickly. According to my calculations, you and I are almost equal in power.
Got it.
My power is significantly greater than before. Would you like me to show you?
You won't get away!
What's the matter? Is that all? Who are you to look down on me?
This is me, being serious.
I'll rip you to pieces. Take
this! You're going to fight me first, Goku? I love it! Ka-me-ha-me! No regrets, boy.
Truth is, I hate fighting.
I thought you said you were going to defeat me. All right, so Junior's playtime's over. Do as Daddy says and kill them all.
The Crown has asked for your help in a secret mission. You will join an expedition searching St. Brendan's Island, which, according to legends, is paradise on Earth.
Wang Yihao, call sign, Viren, assault operator. Compared to regular operators, Viren's training was unique, which means only he can properly utilize his dynamic auxiliary system. He excels at moving quickly and advancing across complex terrain, creating vital counterattack opportunities for his squad. When falling from a height, Viren's dynamic auxiliary system can be overloaded to reduce fall damage, as well as briefly increasing movement speed upon landing. Viren can also deploy a magnetic bomb, which can stick to walls or vehicles, resulting in massive damage upon detonation. Whether it's an ambush against enemy vehicles or an assault on strategic points, Viren has a surprise up his sleeve. The dynamic auxiliary system can also propel Viren in any direction, and each enemy Viren neutralizes reduces the cooldown. If the enemy gets the first shot, Viren can quickly react and move to nearby cover. Locating the enemy's position will give Viren a much wider choice of routes to attack from in a tight and complex combat environment. Surprise the enemy with rapid maneuvers. Viren's choice of gear is the QLL-32 Crouching Tiger. It can fire compressed air rounds, knocking down all enemies within its blast radius. If the enemy has a lot of firepower, or if a deadlock cannot be broken, Viren can fire the Crouching Tiger remotely and briefly disable the enemy, creating openings for the squad to advance in force. When Viren is in combat, he combines the maneuverability provided by the dynamic auxiliary system and the knockdown effect from the Crouching Tiger to disrupt the enemy, giving him the brief advantage he needs to turn the tables. Even when facing multiple enemies alone, Viren can create 1v1 scenarios and overcome the odds.
I wanted to change the world too. That's why I became the mayor of our city. And now, lots of people hate me, but a lot of people trust me too. My secret? I always keep the bills up to date. And I have the best, team a mayor could ask for. But be careful, your actions have consequences for everybody. Or even worse, consequences for me. I'm counting on you.
tell you, it takes a lot of rage to stare across 8 realms of heaven, an ocean of demons, into the eyes of the Red Judge, and still think, I'm coming for you.
Level Zero Extraction is an intense PvPvE multiplayer game that blends the heart-pounding survival horror with the loot-driven adrenaline rush of tactical extraction shooters. In Level Zero Extraction, you can play as a human mercenary or alien monster. This twist adds a unique asymmetrical dynamic to the extraction FPS formula. As a human, embark on dangerous loot raids and test your survival skills. Fight rival player-controlled mercenaries and aliens, as well as PvE threats like AI mutants, drones, or environmental hazards. As an alien, team up with another monster and hunt humans from the shadows. Use a variety of powerful abilities. Make sure no mortal escapes alive, and remember that light is your greatest enemy. Set in the near future, Level Zero Extraction invites players into a dark, bleak world. Competing megacorporations send hired guns to retrieve valuable data from various sites belonging to the New Horizons research conglomerate. In a failed attempt to evolve the human DNA, New Horizons unearthed an inexplicable alien horror and brought it back to Earth from the distant planet of Turion. Now, mercenaries from all over the world rush to extract the results of New Horizons research, contain the alien outbreak, and, hopefully, earn a fortune. Before embarking on a raid, check that your mercenary is properly equipped. A wide variety of modern, customizable military-grade firearms will allow you to defend yourself against other players and deadly AI mutants roaming the map. Don't forget to throw in some medkits and light sources, like flashlights or flares, as light is the most efficient way to kill aliens. In addition to weapons, you can use various gadgets that will aid your survival, such as a motion detector, a door jammer, or a high-powered UV lamp. Explore one of 2 launch maps inspired by sci-fi horror movies, each with its unique dangers. Research Facility is a 2-story scientific complex built deep beneath the Arctic shelf. Caves, on the other hand, is an interconnected, claustrophobic maze set within an excavation site on Turion. The third map, Space Station, will be released after our early access launch, with more maps to follow. While in the raid, beware of patrolling turrets, landmines, live wires, shattered glass, and other hazards. Eliminate AI-controlled mutants. Complete your contract objectives. Find valuable loot and available extraction points. Try to ration your survival kit by avoiding unnecessary confrontations and using healing stations. If a fight against other mercs is inevitable, keep your aim steady and engage in visceral FPS combat, or draw out a melee weapon to get close and personal. If you're facing a player-controlled alien monster, quickly creating as much light around you as possible is your best bet. Burn the beasts to ashes or perish in the darkness. Once you've found an extraction point, it's time to escape with the loot you've scavenged. Defend your positions and pray for successful extraction. If you die, your loot is lost. But you can still help your team earn some currency by playing as a flying scout drone. Back in the HQ, you will be greeted by several traders. Each of them has their progression path, contracts, and unique rewards. Level up your reputation to unlock new weapons, ammo, gun attachments, medical equipment, and neurochips that provide your merc with handy perks. The mercenary gameplay is not the only way to experience the game. You can also play as a bloodthirsty alien monster. Team up with another player and terrorize humans as you hunt them down throughout the map. Use vents to roam around quickly. Look through walls to see heat patterns created by humans with high heart rates. Collect alien eggs to gain energy and unlock more powerful abilities. Startle them with a scream, or place a living trap that will launch a face-hugging present right at your enemies. Stay in the shadows, as light is your Achilles heel. Learn the power grid layout on each map. Strategically use the EMP ability to create blackouts, and don't try to attack humans without a plan. Unlike them, you can return to the fray after death, but each respawn takes precious time. Today marks the beginning of our journey with Level 0 Extraction. We are a small but passionate dev team that will strive to make sure you, our players, get the best possible experience with the game. Throughout early access, we will listen closely to your feedback and implement it into our development plans. We are committed to releasing regular post-launch content with a fixed cadence to keep things fresh and exciting. With this approach, you will always know when to expect something new in the game. Join our official Discord server to stay in the loop and to talk to the dev team directly. Welcome to Level 0 Extraction.
Simulator, Patrol Officers, the ultimate fleet pack. Out now.
Are you ready for our adventure?
Hey farmers, welcome to Ever After Falls, our upcoming farming sim where you get to rediscover the simple life. Plant crops, hang with townsfolk, solve a mystery, craft, explore, eat, and fight. Fight hard. Now, don't get me wrong here, Ever After is a nice little town. Sure, things can be a little dramatic, but you're safe wherever you're walking from the beach to the river. But if you take that walk, you'll find an interesting set of pillars before a portal gate. This is the dungeon, folks, and today we're going to talk about what's in there. Now, to open that portal, you'll need to find a rune, but the rune is cursed. You'll need to decurse the rune, but let's assume you did all that. What's inside? Rocks, copper, quartz. In fact, you might even call the dungeon a mine if it weren't for all these crabs and slimes in there. This is the most basic value proposition of the dungeon. Kill stuff so you can mine stuff. Rooms in the mine are procedurally generated, so you'll need to clear them of bad guys every time you step in there. But there are these handy teleportation rooms that track your progress throughout the dungeon. Uncover more teleportation rooms so that when you spawn into the mine next time, you don't have to re-clear every room you just fought through. But rocks, metal, and quartz are just some of the basic rewards. There's way more to get out of the dungeon, particularly from treasure rooms. See, as you clear more and more of the rooms, you'll reveal more and more of the map. Sometimes you'll hit a dead end, and when you do, bam, there's a treasure chest. Chests contain jewelry, items, even seeds for your farm, and sometimes you'll find a cage with a trapped ghost called a pooklet. Now, to receive those rewards, you'll need to clear the room of bad guys, but when you do, you could get the next huge upgrade in gear, or an elixir that permanently upgrades one of your sets. Either way, treasure rooms are good. Find them, but don't expect it to be all sunshines and rainbows. Sure, in the first dungeon, you're just dealing with slimes and crabs. Maybe 1 or 2 traps spawn. Maybe you've even beaten up a mini-boss. Good for you. But by the time you get to the second and third dungeons, by purifying their runes, you're dealing with rapid-fire needle-shooting cactus and boomerang bone wraiths who can just put you to bed faster than you can say simulation. And that's not even counting the big bosses. The big, honking, gigantomungous bosses. Those guys deserve to stay secret. You guys, however, deserve a farming sim like Ever After Falls. The game is out now on PC, Nintendo Switch, Xbox, and PlayStation, so please go play it and follow us on socials, join the Discord, all that good stuff. Until next time, farmers, cheers.
You're watching my trailer, as was foretold. Sit a spell, dear viewer, and I shall show you this wondrous world of wizardry and woe. Step into the shoes, or at least the pointy-hatted robes, of our intrepid protagonist, Leximan. You alone harness the hitherto unimaginable power of Leximancy. Weave the very fabrics of language itself. You'll no doubt say it's endless fun. Your teachers will warn you it's a risk of horrific proportions. And the devs will call it a unique word-based encounter system utilizing next-gen drag-and-drop multisyllabic technology. Engage your utter hooligan of a brain to conjure words, solve puzzles, and navigate a massive variety of minigames. Bother a chaotic cast of characters, embrace surprisingly fleshed-out side quests, and try not to condemn anyone to perpetuity in shattered reality. Again. Now, trouble brews as the Academy falls under threat from a mysterious... So don your hat, dust off your lexicon, and summon some courage, or perhaps a lesser demon or two. Maybe you'll become the outcast hero this school so desperately needs. Or maybe you'll just stir up a bit more trouble. It's all the same to me.
Terminus is one of our biggest round-based maps we've ever made, and it's full of experiences to discover and really explore. We're here to break down all the new features that are going to be coming to Black Ops 6. Terminus is taking place in the early 90s, 5 years after the events of Cold War zombies. It seemed like a really cool place, like a tropical setting with various little islands out in the distance. It's one part
jail and other parts, secret research facility in the Philippine Sea to just develop weird science. The first thing you're going to see is just everything's dark, really moody. Everything looks shut down. You know something's happened there.
We want to set the mood so the player could feel the chaos of the recent outbreak of the zombies. We push the visual a lot, so make it more realistic.
We're treating Terminus as a living world, which are just different ways to bring the world to life.
Living World is scripted encounters that we've placed in the map to add to ambience. We have these tubes that have zombies inside of them. And when the player walks by them, it'll trigger the escape sequence for them. It'll be very scary and shocking. Give that feeling of, wow, this is a world that's existed prior to the player coming in.
Zombies have been attacking everything everywhere. So as you move into these spaces, we're really telling that story. Prison guards are still dying around you. You would encounter maybe a guard being eaten alive by a couple zombies, and then they see you and come and attack you.
The zombies, they're going to range from scientists to security, experiments.
Every time you enter a new space, you don't know exactly what to expect. A zombie head pops out as a vermin, and then it eventually gestates and then becomes a parasite.
The tentacle trap that's just an awesome trap.
The tentacle trap? Oh. They're placed over doorways. It drops down and eats up all the zombies that pass through.
It's a beast of a main quest. You know, it'll use the ocean, it'll use the islands, it'll use every part of the map proper. It's one of the bigger maps we've created.
We wanted you to really think about how you were moving through this space. We never had a drivable vehicle. You can go drive a boat anywhere on the entire map. All that space out there that I thought was just the environment, that feeling of I can go anywhere. It's so exciting. In true Zombies fashion, you're never safe anywhere for very long. A little bit of a foreshadow to something bigger that you might encounter.
You know, we're really excited for everyone to just get their hands on it in Black Ops 6.
This is the story of another Japan, a world different from the one you live in. Bakeru. Unlike in your world, fairy tale heroes actually exist. This is the story of Bakeru's first adventure in that world. Coming September 3rd, 2024. Free demo for the Nintendo Switch available now.
You certain about this?
The guild commander will arrive in 3, 2...
I still think we should take him out.
That is not part of the job.
He's the only one with access to the guild computer. Without him, we can't access the data.
And with no data, there is no payday.
But he stands for everything I'm just in the wilds. It just doesn't seem right to let him walk.
Time to move.
Duchess, hold up.
What for?
Them.
Someone's here.
Silly organics.
What is this?
Slow them down.
I can, but not for long.
So let's hurry. Hi there.
We'll never get out of here alive.
Are you sure about that?
You may need that ammo for more pressing matters.
This is a pressing...
They have broken through! Tips! Our time is up!
Download's done in 14 seconds.
Roka! I need your help! Roka! Now!
Data's in hand. Let's move.
Good luck answering to your precious guild!
Hi, I'm Tim Morton from Frost Giant Studios. We're incredibly excited to release our first game, Stormgate, into early access. All of our foundational game modes are available, and each of them has a variety of starter content for players to experience. We're an independent studio, and we chose to go that path because we wanted to be able to make the kind of game that we want to make. But at the same time, we don't have the same resources of a big publisher. At a big publisher, it's possible to work in secrecy for years and years and have a reveal of a completely finished and polished product. Early access lets us take an incremental approach to developing our game, and it has the benefit of giving us player feedback along the way. At the same time, early access is not for everyone. Some aspects of our game are still works in progress. Most recently, we got to work on our story campaign mode, and that mode is the most complex, with deep scripting abilities and also functionality to tell a story within the game engine. Campaign is hot off the presses, but we have a lot of plans to continue to improve that. We've already received valuable feedback from the preview weeks that we held for our early access, and we're working on addressing that feedback. Getting feedback helps us set the priorities for our development process, and that's very much in the spirit of what early access is all about. At the same time, it's important to remember that early access is different from a 1.0 release. We expect to spend at least another year working towards our own 1.0 release. There'll be tons of content updates along the way, including new features, new game modes, and all sorts of new content. And of course, we'll continue to polish what we've already released into early access. Our next major release is actually coming up in the second half of September. We're really grateful to all of you for participating in our early access period, and we're looking forward to seeing you online.